The mother in Delaware is emotionally recounting a savage attack. She was nearly killed while on vacation in the Caribbean.
Never in a million years would I ever have thought a trip to the Dominican Republic would turn into an absolute nightmare. After attending a show that evening, my husband and I and our friends ended up walking back to our rooms. Chris was really tired, so he jumped into bed. I, however, was still a little hungry. I decided to go down to the lounge for a snack. I ended up bypassing the first lounge and decided to walk into the next building. As I started to walk, I noticed footsteps behind me. Out of nowhere and without warning, a man pushed me forward. He immediately wrapped his hands around me and immobilized my arm and covered my mouth. I was unable to scream or really move. His grip was that intense. My immediate instinct was to fight back. As I was struggling with him, he let go of my mouth, and at that time I screamed. I heard him say no. And then he wrapped his hands around my throat extremely tight. I knew I was going to pass out. I was completely panicked. I could feel him pulling me. He was dragging me into what I believe is a maintenance room. I knew something bad was really going to happen if I made it in there. I was grabbing the door frame to try to prevent him pulling me into that room. He still had his hands wrapped around my neck. I couldn't breathe. The fear was overwhelming. When I gained consciousness, he was kicking me in the head and beating me. And I thought he was going to bash my head in at that point. The pain was unbelievable, and the blows kept coming. You could feel the rage coming off of him. I must have lost consciousness again, and when I came to, I was on my stomach, and he had wrapped something around my neck and started to strangle me again. All I could think of was that my husband was going to have to identify me, and he wouldn't be able to because there wouldn't be much left. I felt that it was over, it was done. I had no fight left. And I just remember with that last breath, breathing in some water with the air and losing consciousness. I knew I was going to die, and I just gave up.
Well, after being left in a crawl space to die, Tammy was finally found 8 hours later. Take a look.
I regained consciousness and couldn't believe I was alive. I didn't know where I was. It was pitch black. I couldn't see. All I could hear was machinery running. I realized that my eyes were swollen shut. I remember laying on my left side in about 2 to 3 inches of water and rocks. I tried to sit up, and the pain was so overwhelming. My head was throbbing. My nose hurt, my mouth hurt, my bra was hanging off under my clothing. The boy shorts that I was wearing underneath of my dress were slightly down in the back, exposing parts of my body. I was scared. I really felt that I was going to die, and it just killed me because I just didn't want to do that to my kids and to my husband. Later, I ended up hearing voices above me. 2 male voices, and I just started screaming, "Help me, help me." The men ended up leaving, and they ended up coming back with additional people. I was shaking so bad from cold, shock, and I remember I heard women come up, and I could hear them gasping. A woman wrapped a robe around me, and she hugged me, and she said in English, "You're safe, you're safe." At that point, I thought I was going to live. They drove me to the medical unit on the resort. As we pulled up, I heard my girlfriend scream, "Oh my God, Tammy, it's Tammy. Oh my God, is that you?" And then I heard my husband start screaming, "What did they do to you? What did they do to you? Oh my God." I was rushed to the hospital at that point. I can't believe I survived. I absolutely believe this is a miracle that I survived this whole ordeal.